Have you ever stopped to consider the true cost of your fashion choices? It's a question that might seem as light as a feather, but it carries a weight heavier than a winter coat. The fashion industry, with its glitz and glamour, hides a less attractive side. It's a paradox, a fashion paradox, if you will. Our insatiable appetite for the latest trends, for new clothing, is driving an industry that, quite frankly, poses a serious threat to our environment. From the extraction of raw materials to the disposal of your old out-of-style pieces, the fashion industry has an environmental footprint that can't be ignored. It's a complex web of production and consumption, where our love for fashion is intertwined with the health of our planet. And so we find ourselves at a crossroad, balancing our desire for the chic and trendy on one hand, and the sustainability of our environment on the other. As we continue to demand the latest trends, we must ask ourselves, is our love for fashion worth the cost to our environment? The fashion industry is a major contributor to global environmental damage, but just how bad is it? Let's delve into the hard facts. The fashion industry is indeed a resource-hungry beast. It's estimated that it takes around 2,700 liters of water to produce a single cotton shirt. That's enough water to sustain a person for more than 2.5 years. Likewise, a pair of jeans consumes around 7,000 liters, equivalent to the water consumption of an average person for almost 7 years. But it's not just about water. The fashion industry is also a significant polluter. For instance, the dyeing and treatment of garments is the second largest polluter of clean water globally, after agriculture. Furthermore, the industry emits about 10% of global carbon emissions, which is more than all international flights and maritime shipping combined. And let's not forget about waste. With the rise of fast fashion, clothes are worn less and discarded more. Globally, we produce about 80 billion new pieces of clothing each year, and a truckload of clothes is wasted every second. The majority of these clothes end up in landfills or are incinerated. These figures are staggering, and they clearly illustrate the environmental toll of our fashion choices. So, what can we do to reverse this trend and make our fashion choices more sustainable? First and foremost, we can opt for second-hand or vintage clothing. Not only does this practice provide a unique style, but it also reduces the demand for new resources. It's a win-win situation. Another smart choice is to choose clothes made from sustainable materials. Many brands are now offering options made from organic cotton, hemp, or recycled materials. These fabrics are less taxing on the environment as they require fewer resources to produce, and they decompose more readily at the end of their life cycle. But it's not just about what we buy, it's also about who we buy from. Supporting brands that prioritize eco-friendly practices is a powerful way to influence the fashion industry. These brands often use renewable energy in their production processes, limit their water use, and avoid hazardous chemicals. And don't forget about the power of mending. Rather than discarding a garment at the first sign of wear and tear, why not fix it? A simple repair can extend the life of your favorite piece, and it's another small step towards a more sustainable wardrobe. Lastly, recycling or donating unwanted clothes can prevent them from ending up in landfills. Many charities and companies will happily accept your old clothes, giving them a new lease on life. By making these simple changes, we can all play a part in reducing the environmental impact of the fashion industry. Now that you understand the environmental impact of your fashion choices, the question is, will you choose to make a difference? Imagine the power of a collective shift towards sustainable fashion. It's more than a trend, it's a lifestyle change, a conscious choice to protect our planet while still enjoying the art of fashion. You don't have to do it all at once. Start small. Maybe next time you shop, you'll choose a brand that's committed to eco-friendly practices. Or perhaps you'll decide to invest in quality over quantity, reducing the demand for fast fashion. You could even explore the world of second-hand shopping, giving pre-loved clothes a new lease on life. And let's not forget the beauty of mending, altering, and upcycling our clothes, adding a personal touch to our style while minimizing waste. Sustainable fashion isn't a sacrifice, it's an opportunity. An opportunity to express our individuality, our creativity, and our love for the world we live in. The choice is yours. Choose fashion that not only makes you look good but also does good for our